Thank you. Lovely. So I'm going to talk a bit today about the food waste index. I thought I had 12 minutes rather than 8, so let me fly through those. As we've heard today, loss and waste in our food system is generating 8% of greenhouse gas emissions, while it fails to fully feed 820 million people. Food loss and waste reduction can help to deliver multiple SDGs, from zero hunger to climate action. And it can help us to raise ambition in the 2020 revision of the nationally determined contributions to the Paris Agreement, which will be submitted in the spring of next year, so it's a rare and timely opportunity. Currently, there are only 11 countries that have food loss in their NDCs, and none of them include food waste. So this is clearly a missed opportunity here. A lot of these that talk about food loss highlight storage, but few specifically mention cooling and cold chain needs there, so that could come out further. Countries called upon the UNEP to act on food loss and waste in the UN Environment Assembly resolution that was adopted in March of this year. This expands our existing focus to address, in particular, the needs of higher ambient temperature countries and sustainable cold chains. Some highlights of our work on food loss and waste: we were a founding member of Champions 12.3. We lead regional capacity building work that helps countries to develop national strategies on food loss and waste. And we held one 3 weeks ago in Japan with the participation of countries in East Asia. I'm just going to quickly highlight that we recently launched the Cool Coalition, which is a unified effort of governments, business, and civil society on clean and efficient cooling. It provides an interface with major cooling stakeholders that allows us to address food loss and waste and sustainable cooling in a systematic way. Target 12.3 has two separate objectives on loss and on waste. FAO is custodian on the food loss index, which tracks food losses across the production and supply chains. At UNEP, we are working on the food waste index that tracks the quantitative component on food waste at the retail and consumer scale. The food loss index covers the estimated loss percentages of the top 10 commodities per country, up to and excluding the retail sector. The food waste index looks at the food waste fraction of aggregated waste generation. Quick snapshot of the scope here. It focuses on retail and households, while it allows countries to report on a manufacturing, food service, and out-of-home consumer food waste as well. Countries have a lot of reporting obligations under the 169 targets of the SDGs, so our challenge has been to find an approach that is practical and feasible for as many countries as possible, while assuring sufficient quality to prioritize policy action. So we have a three-stage approach. The first is to look at the food waste fraction of municipal solid waste. We can create an estimate of this for 174 countries using the World Bank Water Waste 2.0 data. The next stage will be for countries to conduct primary research at the household or retail level, and then the third stage is to complete a full baseline at the country level. Quick snapshot, just to let you know that there is clear guidance on which of these methodologies are recommended at each supply chain stage. So I've just put those up on the screen quickly, but I can come back to those. Data drives policy action. In the interests of time, let me keep going. This is my final slide. Just to let you know that only 15 countries so far have any data that they're collecting themselves on food loss and waste, and then within those, only 11 have collected household food waste data. So it's really a very small number at the moment. We're extremely glad that the 28 EU member states will be reporting in 2021. However, I'd like to close with a call to action on consumer food waste in developing and emerging economies. There's a consistent assumption that food waste isn't a problem in these regions, but until now we haven't had any data points to back this up. There is a new study from UN Habitat that has conducted primary research on household food waste in Nairobi, and it shows that food waste is 100 kilos per capita in households, which is almost as high as it is in the UK and the US. So it's about 110 kilos per capita in the UK, it's 120 in the States. It's looking like in urban centers, in emerging economies, it is a lot higher than we thought. So it would be fantastic, because data drives policy action. We need to start to address this gap. Thank you all for your attention, and that's it for me.